Hey everybody, welcome to Mainly Movies. The official trailer for the upcoming remake of Dune was just released. Now, I know a lot of people already saw a teaser of this trailer ahead of Tenet last week, but my theater actually didn't play it, so this is gonna be my first look at any footage from Dune. And I gotta say, I think I'm more curious than excited at this point. I'm a big fan of Denis Villeneuve, and I have no doubt that this is gonna be a well-made, beautifully shot film. It's the story that's preventing me from getting super excited at this point. I've never seen David Lynch's version, but I did read the book a long time ago, and it was okay, but it didn't really capture me. And I'm really interested to see if this film is able to. Not sure if I'll be able to get a sense of that from the trailer, but let's check it out.
There's something happening to me. There's something awakening in my mind. I can't control it.
What did you see?
There's a crusade coming.
Does look good.
You
Visually.
often dream things that happen just as you dreamed them.
Yes.
The test is simple. Remove your hand from the box, and you die.
What's in the box?
Pain. You inherit too much power. You have proven you can rule yourself. Now you must learn to rule others. Something none of your ancestors learned.
My father rules an entire planet.
He's losing it.
He does seem pretty well cast as Paul.
He'll lose that one too.
I wasn't sure about it originally, but Arrakis looks pretty
Arrakis is a
pretty
death trap.
similar to what I would expect.
Kill them. This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
An animal caught in a trap will gnaw off its own leg to escape. What will you do?
I know you.
One day, the legend will be born. All of civilization depends on it.
The future. I can see it. I must not fear. Fear is
Definitely
not
visually, this is very impressive.
where the fear is gone. Only I will remain.
Sandworm? A little more impressive of a sandworm this time around. Okay, so it just says only in theaters, no date at the end there. So I don't know if that's necessarily something to read too much into. I know the date's supposed to be December 18th for release, but I don't know. We'll see. Tenet didn't do great at the box office, understandably. So it'll be interesting to see if they end up releasing it this year. And so I think just saying only in theaters is leaving them room to go in different directions. I don't think it's necessarily a definitive statement or anything right now. So that trailer was actually pretty good. Like I said, I was curious and interested, but not overly excited. I wasn't like super hyped up for this movie just because, I wasn't a huge fan of the book. But this trailer is definitely well made in the sense that it kind of makes you interested in the story. I mean, it's a very kind of, I don't want to say a dull story, because it's not dull. It's just not quite what you might expect from this type of a story. So I think if people who've never read the book, who've never seen the original movie, who have no idea and are just thinking this is going to be this big, exciting sci-fi movie, there's a lot to it that I think you're going to be surprised by, and not necessarily in a good way. But I do like how it presents the story here. It really presents Paul pretty well. I don't know why this keeps turning on. It presents Paul pretty well as a character. He seems very, I don't know, he seems more like the book Paul than I anticipated. And I think, I mean, I like Timothée Chalamet, but when he was first cast, I didn't really see him as Paul, but I do now, I do. And same with Zendaya as Chani. I think she's going to do a pretty good role, or a pretty good job in that role. So I'm impressed with the casting of both of those. The only one that seems like he might stand out a little bit is Jason Momoa. He's really pulling out that Aquaman-ish characteristic. So I don't know, but we'll see how that ends up going. But I'm kind of interested in the story, even though I know what the story is. I'm pleasantly surprised by how the trailer presents that. And then, of course, visually speaking, right, cinematography, there was no doubt that was going to be amazing, and it is. This looks great, even when you take a planet like Arrakis, where it's just sand dunes, right? Hence Dune. It's very dusty and sandy and not very colorful, but they've made this movie and this planet look amazing just in the trailer, so I can only imagine how kind of grandiose this is going to be on the big screen for the whole movie. So that's exciting. And of course I gotta mention the sandworm. That was always, that was my favorite aspect of the book, the sandworms. I know it's kind of like, I don't know why. I was a kid when I read it, but the sandworms are great. And of course, that always carried over through my life and other things that I liked sandworms in, right? The graboids and tremors and the sandworms from Beetlejuice. But I'm impressed. They are very intimidating, very big and larger scale. I've seen, like I said, I haven't seen the David Lynch version, but I've seen little clips and I've seen, images of the sandworms, and this is like something different. This is the sandworms from the book. So I'm impressed by it overall. I don't know if I'm still, I wouldn't say I'm excited for the movie. I'm definitely going to see it, and hopefully this year. But I'm impressed overall by the trailer. It's got me more interested than I was before. Again, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily on the crazy hype train with this movie, like I know a lot of people are. But I'm looking forward to it. So that's just my take on the trailer. But what about you guys? What did you think of it? Are you excited for a new Dune, a Denis Villeneuve Dune? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Alright, so if you got some enjoyment or insight out of this reaction, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe while you're at it to see more videos like this, as well as movie reviews. Till next time, this has been Alyssa with Mainely Movies, the way life should be.